Hey everybody, welcome back to One Thing for Certain. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody had a good Halloween. Um, I tell you one thing, my street was packed. I couldn't even find somewhere to park. It was so many people out here. But again, I hope everybody had a good Halloween. Want to give a shout out at the very beginning of this video. I attended my adopted niece's wedding yesterday, so a special shout out to Michaela Cornegi Jr. Now, got to get used to saying that. And also special shout out to the husband, Chris Cornegi Jr. It was a beautiful ceremony, so really enjoyed being there. So last week I posted on Facebook that I was looking for three female guests. Um, because a lot of y'all have been telling me that you want a female perspective. So what I want to do is address a topic and have the three females. You won't be on camera. You'll be on the phone because everybody, some people are camera shy. I respect that. Everybody can't get in front of the camera. So I'm waiting on my new microphone and camera to come in from Amazon, so the video won't be as grainy. The sound will be better. So you guys will be heard on the camera, just won't be seen. So again, we want to do that next week. I need one more volunteer. Let me go ahead and say that right now I have two. I just need one more person. Um, and so if you want to send me a message on Messenger, send me a message through the channel, whatever's convenient for you, I'm fine with it. And just let me know that you're interested in doing it, and I'll let you know the date and the time that we'll be doing it. So, real quick, off topic before I get started. My friend Chris always has something to say about my formal attire, so I'm issuing a formal wear challenge to you on our cruise next year. You think you can out formal wear me? Fine, try it, but I doubt you're gonna be able to do that. So formal wear challenge being issued to you. So tonight's topic, kind of a good one. This guy's a new subscriber, by the way, and like I said, I'm actually using the letters, just reading the letters that they send me. I think his name is Uncle 91. So I'm gonna read his topic tonight. He says, "Hey guys, hope all is well, and I hope my situation makes your episodes. I just started following you guys about a week ago, but my situation is actually about 2 months old. I want you guys to be brutally honest with me, and trust me, I won't get mad. I hope you mean that. I broke up with my girlfriend around the end of August of this year, and I thought I made the right decision. It wasn't a crazy breakup or anything like that. It wasn't any fighting or cheating. I just didn't feel the same way about her anymore, or so I thought. I told her that she is free to do whatever she wants because she is single now. The other day we were texting each other and she told me that she had dinner plans for that weekend, but I never asked her who it was. I just told her to enjoy her dinner. Well, a few days later, I found out that her plans were with a male friend. I have been beside myself ever since. She has every right to do this, so why am I feeling so miserable? Keep it 100 with me. Thanks, Uncle 91 from Virginia." Okay, Uncle 91 from Virginia, you said be brutally honest with you, right? First of all, thank you for subscribing. Um, and I hope you'll stay a subscriber. You said you weren't going to get mad. I'm going to start off by saying, what is wrong with you? You told her to be single. Clearly, you didn't mean that. Because if you meant that, you would not have been bothered by who she had dinner with. But if she's single, why do you even care who she had dinner with? And you know the answer to this already. You can't, listen, you can lie to your friends, you can lie to your family, you can lie to your kids, you can lie to whoever you want to. But the one person you can't lie to is yourself. You still hung up on this girl. This is why you're beside yourself. This is why you're miserable. Be honest with yourself. if you can't be over her, then you either need to work it out or stop all the communicating with each other. Because number one, if you want to be honest, you should not have even known she was going to dinner with anybody. You broke up with her and made her single. It's none of your business. And now that you found out that it was a male friend, now you're in your feelings about it. Because you have not let her go. Because again, it's none of your business what she does at this point. And so you got a choice to make here. And the reason I can speak so passionately about this because I've seen this play out before. Back when I was in the military, we had a friend of ours broke up with a young lady and told her, "Yo, you're free to do whatever you want. You know, we're not together anymore. Do what you want to do." So that following weekend, I think me and the guys that went to it was a real popular club outside the Army base. We were at Fort Bragg, and we saw her there with another guy. So the next night we had a cookout, and we were talking, and we were like, "Yeah, we saw." We told her, "Yeah, we saw blah 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 at the club last night. She was with this guy." The rest of the night, he was in his feelings. And we told him, like, "Hey, man, you told her to be single. You told her you guys were over. Why are you mad?" I don't understand why people do this. If you want to be with somebody, then work it out. If you don't want to be with them, let them do what they're gonna do. It's none of your business. And again, I'll say it again. You said brutally honest. I'm being brutally honest with you. It's none of your business who she had dinner with. Now, you didn't say you asked her how you found out it was a male friend. I have no idea. My guess is you had to ask her at some point. But in your words, I read your letter. In your words, you said, be single. Do what you want to do. And then when she go out there and do that, but the problem is, and so many people do this, you're out there trying to figure out what you want to do, and you're hoping that person stays single in case you can't figure out what you want to do, and then you can come back to them. But sometimes y'all need to understand something, and it's not just this gentleman here. It's a lot of people do this. Sometimes that door that you're used to walking back through, eventually that door is going to be closed. And I'm telling you right now, it's not a good feeling because listen, I've been in that road before a long time ago. I think I hadn't even, this is a relationship I was in before I even got married. You expect that person to be there because you're used to them being there. And the day you decide you're going to come back again and that door ain't open, it's a feeling that you're never going to get over. Never going to get over. And you can tell yourself, I'm going to get over it. I'll be fine. I'll meet somebody else. Yeah. You can tell yourself that. But I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and we were saying, a relative of mine told me one time, listen, love who your heart wants, not what your eyes see. In other words, if your heart wants to be with that person, you need to figure out a way to make it work. Figure out how to make it work. And listen, at some point, you got to decide what you're going to do. Because it's not fair to her, to be honest. Now, I don't know if you went back and had a conversation with her, but you can't question her about who she had dinner with. It's none of your business. But the fact that it's bothering you tells you that you are not over this relationship. You're not over this person. This is the problem. If you're not over her, then sit down and have a conversation with her. Figure out what needs to be done to work it out. But if you don't want to work it out and you're not going to work it out, then set her free. You broke up with her. Again, I'm quoting your words. You broke up with her. So, again, who she had dinner with is none of your business. Even if it was another female, it's none of your business what she was doing that weekend. So I think you already knew this. I just think you needed to hear it from somebody, and I get it. Sometimes the best advice is from somebody that's not a friend, not a relative. Somebody that's a complete stranger. That's the best advice. Because let's be honest here. Sometimes your friends or your relatives will tell you what you want to hear. And sometimes, and we've all been guilty of doing this. We will go to person after person after person until we hear what we want to hear. Then we were like, oh, okay, I was right. Not necessarily. You went to everybody you could talk to until you heard what you wanted to hear. That's what's the expression? The truth hurts. Sometimes the truth don't feel good to hear, especially when somebody's telling you about yourself. And I'm telling you about yourself. You're dead wrong. You are dead wrong to question who this young lady had dinner with. It's not any of your business. My suggestion is to you is sit down with her, tell her how you feel. Because I'm telling you right now, when that door closed and it's closed for good and you can't walk through it anymore, you think you miserable now? Trust me. I know people that went down that road before thinking, okay, they're gonna be there when I come back. When that door closes, it's not fun. I'm telling you right now. That door can be closed permanently and you go with somebody else. But you know why you with that other person? Because the other person closed the door and you couldn't walk through it anymore. And I know that for a fact because I have a friend that told me. I'm not going to call out any names or anything or what year, what time it was, but he told me that I broke up with somebody and that door closed on me. So I moved on with somebody, but I really didn't want to, but I didn't have a choice because the other person said no. And every day he lives with the fact that, you know what? Do you really want to live with that regret? Because that's what it's going to be. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's not a good feeling. It's not. I've lived with regret. It's not a good feeling. But if you're feeling like this, it's clearly an example of you have not got over this young lady. Now, you didn't tell me why you broke up. You just said it was nothing crazy. If it was nothing crazy, then in my perspective, then it's something that could probably be worked out if it was nothing crazy. But don't be out there trying to find yourself and expecting her to just sit there and wait for you. Now, I'm not getting her side of it. Maybe she wants the relationship to be over. Maybe she's open, but you broke up with her. In my experience, most of the time, if you did the breaking up, then the other person probably didn't want to break up. Now, I haven't talked to her. I'm just going off what you said. But again, if you're feeling miserable and you're beside yourself, then clearly you still have feelings for this person. And I'll say it again, if I have to say it 1,000,000 times, you can lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself. You cannot lie to yourself. I was in a relationship once and me and my ex used to joke around and we'd always say, the heart wants what the heart wants. And you can try to move on as much as you want. But until the heart moves on, you're gonna be having these feelings that you're having right now. These feelings of misery, being miserable and wondering what happened and beside yourself. Cause it's bothering you that there's a potential somebody that's gonna help her close that door on you. That's what the problem is. Now maybe this was just a friend. Maybe it was just a simple dinner. It was a one-time deal. But you don't know that. But it's bothering you because you're like, if they close that door on you, you don't want to be, what's that saying that people say also? One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's not a good feeling either. And I'm telling you right now, you can believe it if you want. That is the truest. That is one of the most truest sayings you ever want to hear. One man's trash is another man's treasure. If you didn't want to do right by her, somebody else is gonna want to do right by her. And when he do right by her, that door gonna close. So my suggestion again, Uncle 91 from Virginia, work it out. Try to work it out. Cause you said you just didn't feel the same. Then maybe it's something that needs to be twerked. A lot of y'all run from these relationships because it's not even something major. It's a lot of times you sit down and say, okay, this is what I want you. Communication is the key. Communication is the key. Sit down and say, hey, this is why I broke up with you. I want you to start doing this. Be specific on what you want. Work on it. But most of the time in a breakup, there's issues on both sides. And if you feel like it's not, then you're probably, I don't want to say you're a narcissist, but a lot of times a narcissist, when they break up with somebody, they don't see any fault in what they did. It's the fault of it's the other person's fault. They did everything wrong. And now you don't believe that, go Google narcissistic relationship. You know how I know that? I subscribe to a channel too. I mean, I know I might have 10,000 people listening to me, but I subscribe to a relationship channel as well that's ran by an actual counselor. And she had a topic one night on narcissistic relationships, and she said that the narcissist will blame the entire breakup on that person, regardless if they did anything wrong or not. And you don't be that person. Okay? But my thing that bothers me about you as well is you're saying, I just didn't feel the same way. Well, why didn't you feel the same way? And if you didn't feel the same way and you set her free, then set her free. But you don't want to set her free. If you wanted to set her free, if you wanted her to be free, then again, it wouldn't bother you that she had dinner with another guy. And I go back to what I said originally. You're lying to yourself. Or you're trying to lie to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. You're trying to lie to yourself. But your heart is telling you still want that woman. Now, since your heart is telling you still want that woman, your brain need to tell you to work it out. That's what needs to happen. Because based off your words, it don't sound like it was a bad breakup or nothing crazy like that. Then sit down and work it out. So, hope I was 100 with you, man. But at the end of the day, you got to make a decision here. Either work it out or let her be. Stop worrying about what she's doing because she's no longer your responsibility anymore. But also keep in mind, don't let that door close. If you want her and you still love her, don't let that door close. Because I'm telling you, when that door closed permanently, it's not a good feeling. So thank you again, man, for subscribing. You know, share the video, tell your friends. I don't even really know how you found the channel, but I'm glad you did. I hope I was able to help you out. And like I tell anybody I answer a question for, message me. Let me know what you think about what I said. But until then, like I said, everybody, I need one more female volunteer. Message me, and I will let you know what day and time we're going to do the next topic. And everybody can get a female perspective because it'll be me and 3 ladies giving me their perspective on this topic. So until next time, everybody, have a good week coming up. Talk to you later. Peace.